Hello, Internet. I'm Corione, your witch in residence. I got a bit of an odd one today, so just follow me on this, okay? My daughter has a passion for oddball anime. The weirder, the better. Um, you know, hair as a weapon, sold. Mm, People who happen to be, undead Japanese, she's in. But this time, she actually got me hooked. Welcome to Delicious in Dungeon, a show that combines dungeon crawling with culinary arts and somehow still manages to gut punch you with emotion. She knew I'd love it because we share something else too, a passion for D&D. There's something about a party that presses on despite the odds, that shares rations and burns spell slots like tomorrow might not come. And this anime, it gets it. It really gets it. Now, before we delve too deep into this particular dungeon, I just wanted to please put in the request that you guys consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already, and please putting in some comments, getting the word out. The more people we reach with a message about positive things that are good in the world and pop culture, the better we will do overall at getting together and coming together as a community. Now, in most fantasy stories, a dungeon is really just a set piece. But here it's a character. It breathes, it feeds, it evolves. Delicious in Dungeon shows us that the dungeon is a living, magical ecosystem where everything exists for a reason and even the monsters have roles to play. Take the mimic. It's not just a trap, it's a scavenger, part of the world's balance. Laos's team doesn't just kill it, they study it, learn from it, and, well, eat it. Every monster meal is a lesson how to adapt, how to understand, and sometimes how to survive with dignity. Food in this series isn't just about staying alive, though. It's about coming together. In a world of scarcity, the act of preparing and sharing a meal is an act of love, survival, and of hope. When the party eats together, they grow closer. It's how they process trauma, grief, and fatigue. It's how they remind each other what they're fighting for. Often we'll see party members sit down and discuss how they're feeling about the events that they just went through, the very, very dangerous situations they've gone through while they're sitting and eating a meal. Now, Marcel might complain about every dish, but she never walks away. Senshi might be a little too into his kitchen rituals, but he's keeping them all sane. This is found family in its most primal form. People who stay not because they must, but because they choose to stay. Now, Fallon's death, the main character's brother, isn't just a narrative hook. It's the emotional spine of this story. Leos isn't just trying to bring his sister back, he's running from guilt and from failure, from the voice in his head that says, "You led her to this." The deeper they go, the more the dungeon seems to reflect that loss. It's dangerous, but also symbolic. A journey, if you will, through grief as much as it is through the stone and layers of this place. And then there's resurrection. In this world, it's possible, but it comes with questions. When does healing become denial, and what are the soul involved? It's heavy stuff for a series with slime omelets, but that's kind of the magic of this. So I really do think, like, as much as it may seem weird, it's worth at least watching a couple of episodes on Netflix. Now, let's talk a little bit about the ethics that show up in this series, because Delicious in Dungeon absolutely has serious ethical debates. Some monsters are clearly sentient, some have emotions, some actually beg. And yet the party often kills and cooks them. Not for sport, not for cruelty, but because the dungeon is trying to kill them right back. And it raises uncomfortable questions. Is survival enough of a justification? Can you maintain empathy in a world built on predators and prey? Now, Senshi, more than anyone, seems to wrestle with this. His reverence for the dungeon's balance is philosophical. He doesn't hate monsters, he respects them. And in eating them, he, in a way, honors them. Now, the thing of it is, this anime does walk a razor line. 1 minute you're laughing at an animated mushroom argument, the next you're facing existential dread in a crumbling corridor. It's funny, but it's never flippant. There are moments that are horrific, but they're never hopeless. The balance is what makes this absolutely sing, and maybe what makes it so hard when it needs to be. Now, watching this with my daughter reminded me why I fell in love with stories and cooperative storytelling in the first place. They bring us together, they feed us, sometimes literally. Delicious in Dungeon it isn't just an anime about eating monsters. It's about grief, it's about healing, it's about community. And honestly, it's about what it means to be truly alive in a world that wants to chew you up. Now, I'm going to do something that I don't actually normally do. And if you guys would do me a solid favor because of this, there is a TikToker who's come over to YouTube, Dylan B. Hollis, that is absolutely hilarious and savage in taking apart recipes from the past and bringing them to life again. I would really appreciate if you guys would watch some of his stuff, and if you find him as hilarious as I do, and kind of the modern, practical Sochi that we've been looking for, please put a comment on his videos saying that I sent you to him, because I really think that there's a potential there for hilarious and dark collabs between the two of us, and I'd like to see what we can make happen. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me today. I really appreciate you guys. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.